Lowestoft, England. It's the town's annual air show. Thousands of holidaymakers have gathered on the seafront to watch the flying display. For the finale, it's the crowd's favourite, a display by the Harrier jump jet. It's a unique aircraft capable of hovering in mid-air. To complete the display, it's customary for the Harrier to bow to the crowd. Amateur cameraman Mike Richford is filming it when that manoeuvre goes horribly wrong.
First thing I was aware of was that the engine noise was dying.
There's a sudden loss of power in the engines. And a split second later, the pilot ejects.
I had this blinding flash in the viewfinder. Then I saw it hit the sea. Then the pilots, I saw him come into view on his parachute, but unfortunately he actually came down on the fuselage of the plane.
Instead of parachuting into the open sea, the pilot lands on top of his own aircraft. He's now underwater, entangled in his parachute, and needs rescuing fast. The Lowestoft lifeboat is launched. But there's a problem. If they get close enough to pluck the pilot from the water, there's a chance his parachute will become snagged in the lifeboat's propellers.
It was safer to pick the pilot out of the water on a jet drive boat with no propellers, and then he passed him onto the lifeboat.
The pilot has just ejected 60 metres in 3 seconds, subjecting his neck and spine to extreme forces.
Because he had ejected, we have to lie him down and put a neck brace on him, and then we proceeded back to harbour.
The rescue draws applause from the crowd. They don't know what caused the crash, but they do know that the ejection seat saved the pilot's life.
When you look at all the various pieces of safety equipment that the pilot has to save his life, the ejection seat is the most critical part of that system.
At this factory in Buckinghamshire, they've been making rocket-propelled ejection seats, including the one in the Harrier, for over 60 years.
The pilot will have no other method of leaving his crippled aircraft if it wasn't for the ejection seat. The ejection seat must work first time, every time.
To date, over 7,000 lives have been saved as a result of this technology. 4 days later, the Harrier is recovered from the seabed. An investigation found that pilot error was to blame for the crash. Controls for the throttle and the nozzle were accidentally operated at the same time. This caused the engines to cut out and the Harrier to drop like a stone. But thanks to some remarkable engineering, the pilot's only injury was a broken ankle. Fixing his broken aircraft will be a much bigger task.